director of the Monster music video decides to make Solgi seductively crawl over to Irene and get so close to her to the point where they're both visibly uncomfortable and pretend to almost kiss. Yes, that's queerbaiting. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Toot Toot. So, today I'm a little annoyed. I feel like going on a rant. I feel like discussing something that other people have discussed before, but I want to put it into my own words and express my annoyance with some things. So, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about queerbaiting in K-pop. I know, really controversial opinion, I guess. I would like to first clarify that I myself am a part of the LGBTQ plus community, more specifically. And so, I think I have a little bit of a say in this. According to Wikipedia, queerbaiting is a marketing technique for fiction and entertainment, in which creators hint at, but then do not actually depict, same-sex romance or other LGBTQ plus representation. They do so to attract or quote-unquote bait a queer or straight ally audience with a suggestion of relationships or characters that appeal to them, while at the same time attempting to avoid alienating other consumers. So, I've heard a lot of people say that, K-pop can't queerbait. K-pop idols can't queerbait. Music videos, they're not queerbaiting, even though two females are about to seductively kiss. No, they're not queerbaiting. And they try to back that up with the fact that queerbaiting is solely fiction. Well, if you look at the definition, it says fiction and entertainment. And K-pop is an entertainment industry. And a lot of the times, for the most part, idols don't really, have that much creative control, especially female idols don't have a lot of creative control with the music videos, right? If the director of the Monster music video decides to make Solgi seductively crawl over to Irene and get so close to her to the point where they're both visibly uncomfortable and pretend to almost kiss. Yes, that's queerbaiting.
In the behind-the-scenes video, Solgi was literally told to pin Irene to a wall, which they ultimately ended up leaving out of the final cut, but still. That's not really a heterosexual thing to do, if you ask me. Again, Solgi is seductively crawling very close to Irene. That also doesn't seem super quote-unquote heterosexual, right?
Because it is used to lure in LGBTQ plus fans, and it's also, for the most part, I'm mainly going to be talking about, WLW, queerbaiting, just because that's what I know most about, and for going on with the Loreen example, it's painting love-women relationships in quite the sexual manner, and that makes me a little uncomfortable. Just saying. When I first watched the music video, literally all I could think about was oh, so when are they gonna kiss? Why didn't they kiss? Red Velvet are notorious for talking about boys. Really bad boy. They always talk about boys. There are always boys in their music videos. They're always oh my gosh, boys. So then why would they turn around and do this shit? And it's also, you can tell it's very obvious to, try and attract Western fans, because South Korea is an extremely homophobic country, and, do you ever wonder why there's so little, openly, queer idols? Yeah, that's why. This is very unstructured. Like I said, I'm ranting. And now, you still may be wondering, you're like, but they're real people, they can't queerbait. Well, like I said, it's not actually them. When you look at these idols, like, displaying stuff in a music video, that's not actually them. That's them putting on a show to entertain you. It's like, you could say, oh, I don't know, hypothetically, Robert Downey Jr. and Dwayne Johnson are playing characters in a movie, and they were depicted at being queer, but it was never actually being shown at. You would, like, people would say, oh, but, like, they're real people, they can't queerbait. Yeah, but they're acting. That's what these idols do in music videos. They act for the camera. They put on a show for the camera. They put on fake things for the camera. It's different if, like, Sana and Momo jokingly flirt around and jokingly, playfully kiss on a V-Live, rather than if they're seductively staring into each other's eyes during a music video and appearing as if they're about to passionately make out. Those are two very, very different things. And so many, like, I've seen so many people that are just like, oh, like, still. Like, no, not still. It's so obviously queerbaiting. And it really annoys me how people are like, yes, I know, like, these idols are, especially queer people, like, obviously you can have your own opinions on it, but it bothers me how people are like, oh, I know that you guys are, like, using my sexuality just for profit, but it's okay because I like it. Like, you should not like it. Like, why are you tolerating this bullshit? Hi, this is editing me on my shitty computer quality audio, just to clarify that, like, obviously you as a queer person are allowed to have your own opinion on queerbaiting, but I just find it to be counterproductive to be enjoying something that is actively harming your community. But again, you can have your own opinion and, like, whatever. Okay, bye. Like, don't put up with this shit. In my opinion, you can unharmfully represent, like, or hint at, like, queer relationships without being super harmful. Like, music videos like Chew, Heart Attack. I don't really have much of a problem with that, just because it's not, like, overtly sexual. Hi again, Hihi, and the reason why I don't have a problem with that is because, for this specifically, women love women relationships are always depicted in sexual manner for the male gaze, and for straight men to get off at. So when it's just, like, light, possibly, like, queer representation, and it's not, like, the full focus of the thing, it just feels more like representation rather than, like, give me your money, gay people, I'm going to profit off of you. Yeah, okay, bye. Again, I don't know if you'll see me again or not. And getting this out of the way, this isn't hating the idols. Like, I shouldn't have to explain that. I'm not shitting on Solgi and saying that she's an awful person for ever participating in the making of the music video of Monster, because obviously that's not what I'm doing. And so if I see any comment saying that I'm just being a hater, I'm going to delete it. Like, 'cause you're wrong. That's obviously not what I'm doing. Like, I, as a queer person especially, am allowed to be pissed off at this, okay? I'm sick of, like, my sexuality being used for gain. And it works. Like, if you look at the comments of the Monster video, and it's like, my dad saw me watching this music video and asked, are they lesbians? And I proudly responded, yes, but no. We're not sure, but I'm manifesting it. Girl, what the fuck? Let me guess, you're probably straight. I don't know. Probably. But it's like, it's working. They're using it for gain. So many straight people love to sexualize queer relationships, in media especially, in anime, in K-pop, and that's only making it so much worse. Because they see this and they're like, oh my gosh, they're actually lesbians, oh my god, and they're real. Like, we don't know that, but you shouldn't assume, and you're, like, fetishizing it. It's so weird. It's bothersome. It bothers me a lot. I'm sick of, like, my sexuality being used for profit. The reason why I don't have much of a problem with Choose Heart Attack music video is because it's not overtly sexual. But in these other ones, it's always just, like, trying to depict them in a more sexual manner, and that feeds into the male gaze. and the fetishization of lesbian relationships, or generally just women relationships especially. When I talk about queerbaiting, I'm not talking about Ju and Tori hugging or jokingly flirting with each other during a concert, or Momo and Sana kissing each other during a V-Live in a jokingly manner. Like, I'm not talking about that shit. I am talking about the shit that companies make these idols do, especially in a seductive manner to appeal to the male gaze and to try and bring in queer people to, like, gain profit. That was a terrible explanation, but yeah. Again, this was an instructor video. I am just a little bit angry, a little bit annoyed, if you could call it that. But anyways, please leave your thoughts below in the comments and tell me what you think. Tell me if you agree, tell me if you don't disagree. Everyone's open to this conversation, queer people, straight people, whatever. I hope you learned something from this, maybe, or got to just, like, hear a different perspective, but, you know, yeah. Thanks for watching for the third time, and bye. Have a nice day.